Hey, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the country you are watching this stream right now or may watch it later. If by any chance you give it a shot and watch this video later, because the last couple of streams hardly got any views, and I am amused that people could show literally no seriousness in gaining a premium knowledge that's provided for free. So, anyways, that's your choice. I respect it. My work is to keep on doing this every single day without skipping the beat and try to play my role in changing people's life. And hopefully, when people watch my videos, they start taking notes, they start paying attention to my instructions, and then when they start working and when they start making money, hopefully the time I've spent in transforming lives or in attempt to transform life would pay out good at the end. So, as the US is combating this election thing and finding out about votes in different states that are, uh, yet to announce results, it seems like all the online or the virtual world has sort of like come at a standstill. Nothing seems to be happening online. If you look at the news, uh, I own a blog called beangguru.com, and if you look for news sources for WhatsApp, for Facebook, for Microsoft, for Google, Bing, Yahoo, you only find out that right now the whole concentration is in US politics. And hopefully they decide a winner. Whosoever deserves to emerge as a winner, get selected. And this episode is over, so world can focus on other issues that are of utmost importance. For now, if you look at the description of this video, if you look at the title of this video, we covered an amazing news. And that's actually an Upwork report referring to the importance of rise in freelancing workforce. And right now it's the only collaborative, collective, accumulated workforce that has fetched over $1 trillion, that's US dollars, in 2020 alone. This has happened in the times of pandemic, where the world is suffering, small businesses are shutting down, and freelancers in US alone have accumulated and account for $1.2 trillion. 59 million professionals in US are choosing to freelance. Not necessarily all are self-employed or independent contractors. Few of them are still hanging out to their day job, but doing freelancing in their part time. But those who are doing freelancing in their part time and then they decide to hang up their full time job and focus on freelancing careers say that they are 75% of such professionals say that they actually make the same amount of money, if not more, while working as a freelancer. So, therefore, they decided to quit their full time job, they decided to fire their employer, and started working as a freelancer. Now, freelancing is something that's real, folks. When I started doing freelancing in 1998, people were pretty skeptical about the future of this gig economy of independent contractors and outsourced workers. People would find it hard to believe that you can make money while working on the computer, and all you are required to have is a decent internet connection and a computer. When I started working freelancing, I didn't have the privilege of this huge bandwidth or fiber cables for internet. We used to have this modem, and a telephone wire would be connected to that modem, and you have to go through a rigorous process of connecting uh, to the internet. And the dilemma was, if somebody picked up the phone, the connection would get disconnected. So I had to combat and wrestle through those tough external factors uh, and work as a freelancer. It was not easy by any stretch of imagination. But the good thing when I started working as a freelancer was the competition. There was not much saturation in the freelance marketplaces. And now all of a sudden, there's a huge surge and a huge rise in the demand of freelancers, and at the same time, a huge surge of freelance population from all over the world offering freelance services. Now, the question gets down to a very basic fundamental, and the fundamentals would point out to the importance of how would a beginner, a new freelancer, could penetrate his way into this competition, which is a fierce competition, and win freelance projects. Now, that's not easy, right? It's a saturated marketplaces. There are a handful number of marketplaces at first place, and in those marketplaces, there's a huge competition. Freelancers trying to win projects on the basis of their low cost, low prices, which is very unfortunate because when you stoop low and compromise to provide services at a very low price, you actually are also compromising to the value proposition. And value proposition means you are compromising not only to your skills and expertise, but also you're losing out to a lot of money that might just be lying idle on the table. But because of the competition, because of the number of freelancers posting their bids on one project, because you want to win a project, because you want to make money as a freelancer, many find it a right choice to reduce their prices. And that's necessarily not true at all. And in this video, I'm going to highlight the importance of value proposition. I'm going to highlight the importance of doing freelancing because 54 million Americans have opted to freelance. And this is a good news for all the freelancers in the third world countries. When you talk about freelancers in Pakistan, when you talk about freelancers in India, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and even the regions around these countries, you'll find out that a lot of those American freelancers, when their work plate grows, they might just be inclined to outsource their work to different marketplaces. And that is where there's a huge opportunity for freelancers from Asia. Because not only a freelancer from Asia should take this as a one off opportunity, but at the same time, they should take it as a fantabulous future chance where that same client, if he's satisfied with your work, would keep coming back at you. And that's a retained client. A retained client pays you more money than every new client because they're familiar with your work. They know how you function. They know your prices. They know your quality. They know your communication skills. They know your timelines. And instead of finding new freelancer for their next job, they would, want to come back at you because it saves them a lot of time in going through the process of finding a new freelancer by scanning through different proposals in their next job on their next job. But at the same time, not only they save their time, but they actually grow alongside you because when they are satisfied that there's somebody who will be looking after their work regardless of the volume they keep sending you away. When they are satisfied that the quality a freelancer would produce would be similar to the quality a freelance and invest produces, when they are satisfied that the price they will get would help them save money because they can top it up and charge their client, and when they are comfortable that they can take a huge load of work and they keep on sending it to a strong support back office or a partner or an alliance that would take care of these projects and everybody makes money. So eventually the satisfaction gets down to a win-win situation, not just for an American freelancer but also for an Asian freelancer. But the problem is everybody understands and somehow believes it's a race against time. Everybody compromises on the quality in Asia. Everybody compromises on not becoming an expert in their skill set, and that hurts their chances of growing as a freelancer. So if you want to become a good freelancer that could act as a great sport, as a great partner, one could be counted on to any of your US partner, US client, US employee. Look, you've got to be pretty good at communication skill. You've got to master the skill for the work you have been outsourced, and most importantly, you've got to understand that the timelines and the deadlines have to be met. Unlike how it happens in our country, where we are not pushy about meeting deadlines, we're not focused about the importance of meeting deadlines and respecting a schedule. In West, it's absolutely different than rest of the world. I mean, for them, deadline and milestones and timelines and everything. If somebody is unable to meet timelines, that's a poor business development skill. So in one of my video I uploaded on my main channel today, I highlighted the importance of learning the art of selling yourself. And the learning and learning the art of selling yourself is a complete package, a two-tier system that not only focuses and highlights the importance of communication skill, but at the same time, simultaneously, it highlights the importance of business development skill. Now, here's the thing, folks. If you want to become a successful freelancer, what if I tell you that the only skill you would need to have a strong grip on is communication and business development skills? Because nobody has seen your computer skill. I'm not eliminating the importance of computer skills. But what if I tell you that you do not need to know computer skills if you're not interested in learning them at first place? All you need to do is use your business development ability and get projects from the client. And at the same time, by using your business development skills, you can outsource it to the skilled resource and make sure that because of your good communication skills, you stay on top of uh, the contractor as well as the client, because client needs periodic updates and the contractor needs to you know be kept a close eye on. So you need to stay on top of them and ensure that the timeline you have conveyed to your client is met. And the best advice here is always keep a cushion of 1 day, a margin of 1 day uh, between the deadline you have given to your client and the deadline you have given to your contractor. Most probably the deadline a contractor needs to uh, meet it should be a day earlier than a deadline you have given to your client. Again, it's all about learning business development skills. It's all about learning the art of communication. And this, as a complete package, emphasizes the importance of the art of selling yourself. You could be a great computer geek, expert, champion, whatever you may want to call yourself. You could be a great web developer, you could be a great graphic designer, great skill resource. But if you do not know how to sell your services, how to sell your skills, essentially, you just helping yourself in being wiped out of a competitive race. It's a saturated marketplace, my friend. It's the survival of the fittest, it's the survival of the smartest. And the survival of smartest highlights the importance of knowing great communication skills, great business development skills. Nobody has seen your computer related skills. A client would not even find out about your communication, about your computer skill on a scale of 1 to 10 until and unless they award you a project and you deliver your first milestone. When you deliver the first output, that is where the client will get to know how good you are as a computer techie, how strong command you have on your skill. You or your contractor for that matter. Client doesn't need to know that you have outsourced the work to someone who's champion of this particular field. That's something client should be least bothered about and should never get to know. Because as far as the client is concerned, they have hired you for the job. And in the whole process, if you communicate frequently, if you are fast and promptly respond to clients' messages, if you understand that you have to be there whenever there's a need and client needs to talk to you, be it a telephonic conversation or be it an email, uh, I think you'll be roundabout okay in not only making a process smooth, but also the transition of knowledge that gets shared between your client to you and you to your contractor. If you are acting as a good uh, business development pro who was not skilled enough to take care of that particular project, but knows how to get a job done from others. So in this case, the transition of knowledge, the transfer of knowledge between three peers, you, your client, and your contractor, has to be smooth. And that can only happen if there's great communication. And of course, that can only happen if you've got a good grip on your business development skills. So, communication skills, along with good business development skills, create a complete package, what I call what I call the art of selling yourself. You may not know you may not know a single thing about a particular skill set. Now let me be absolute clear with this example, and I hope I'm able to convey the message across. You may not know a single thing about a particular skill set. I don't know a single thing about mobile app development, QuickBooks, Revit. It's an engineering software. I don't even know how to create mobile app, hybrid mobile app that work fine with one single code on iOS phones as well as on Android phones. But I have actually sold a lot of projects I've actually sold a lot of projects, got a lot of contracts from these foreign clients related to these particular skill set. And do you know how I was able to win all these projects? The answer is simple. I was able to win these projects because of my communication skill and because of my business development skill. Communication skill means communicating and conversing with my client easily, promptly, and making them feel comfortable that you know a lot about their project placement. And business development skill refers to the importance of telling client why they should hire you, about the cost, value, the importance of value proposition. So my advice to everybody is this news is actually a blessing in disguise. It's an amazing news for all the freelancers in Asia, not just Pakistan, India, but all over Asia. If you can leverage on this $1 trillion workforce that's on a rise in USA, surely when their workplate grows, this dollar 1.2 trillion is going to be outsourced on different freelance marketplaces. And God knows, what if the huge rise in freelance work ever since this pandemic has struck the world, there has been a huge demand for e-commerce website developers. There has been a huge demand for graphic designers. There has been a huge surge in demand for social media and digital marketers. What if this is because of all these American freelancers who are working as a contractors, getting work from uh, their local places and then outsourcing it, hiring Asian freelancers, hiring them at literally half a price, keeping half of the margin, and making good money from multiple projects. So if a contractor, if an employer, if a freelancer from USA, you know, what if he wins 3 or 4 projects, outsources all those 3 and 4 projects, maybe on any of the freelance marketplace, could be Guru, could be Upwork.com, could be Fiverr.com, hires an independent contractor in Asia, could be from Pakistan, could be from India, could be from any other Asian country. And the reason why I say Asian countries because that's where you get a competitive work done, but at a very good price, not at a high price, not at the price a contractor would be um, willing to pay to a US contractor. So over there, they typically charge between $80 to $120 per hour. And when it comes to, let's say, a freelancer from Asia, they can actually outsource a complete job for maybe 203 or 300 odd dollars. That would be equivalent to 2.5 hours of a US freelancer. So a contractor ends up saving a lot of money, ends up making a lot of money. And all they are doing is they are dumping and throwing all the work to the Asian freelancers on different marketplaces. So if there's a huge rise in projects on Upwork, on Guru.com, and on other freelance marketplaces, that might just be because of all these 1.2 trillion uh, money making freelancers from US who are quickly uh, reverting back to the gig economy because they believe 9 to 5 job is a lot of stress. It you know it keeps you uh, tied by the rope to someone's someone else's business flourishment. It doesn't let you choose your work hours, and you know uh, that's alarming. And people are exploring better earning opportunities, and independent workforce is actually growing. 59 million professionals in US alone, when they decide to go freelance, and 4 out of 10 decide to choose full-time freelancing rather than clinching on to their daytime job and doing freelancing part-time. So 4 out of 10 is a very encouraging number. And they once they get a taste of freelancing, they realize that independence is in freelancing. They realize that freedom is in freelancing work. And few also begin to realize that freelancing gives them a lot of security. And this happens when you get a good sales stream coming in. So, as a freelancer, for example, if I've got my whole month of November covered, when I say I've got my whole month of November covered, I refer to covering my utility bills. I refer to covering my mortgage or rent. I refer to covering my all, healthcare and other related expenses. I refer to, make sure that I have enough money to feed my family for 30 days, and at the same time, I'll save some money for anything I want to buy, or for rainy days, or for an emergency. I think when I've got myself covered, uh, that's a lot of security. That's a lot of freedom. That's a lot of independence. That's a lot of uh, likeness to something that's not clinging you to, hang by the edge of uh, something. And most importantly, but living at the edge, when you are working for 9 to 5 job, when you are uh, hired by someone to work for them, when you work for an employer, you are literally hanging at the edge, could well be toppled off. You know what Warren Buffett says? I keep talking about Warren different quotes, and the reason why I like Warren Buffett is because he's got a great financial wisdom. And he says that if your only source of income is your salary paycheck, you are a touch distance away from poverty. And this is alarming, folks. A lot of us feel comfortable in our skins. A lot of us feel comfortable because we are getting our monthly paychecks from our employer. Ask those who have been laid off from their full time jobs, even after a career of 1.5 decade working with one company or an employer. The pandemic has shown us the clear and a true picture of employment life. The shelf life of an employee would probably not go beyond 20 to 30 years. So, if at the age of 50 or 60 you are thinking about working for yourselves, why not do it now when you have age on your side, when you have got time on your side? Jack Ma says if you are between 20 to 30 years old, it's okay. Do a lot of experiments. Even if you fail, you have nothing to lose. And same goes for 30 to 40 years. It's okay to make experiments, but at the same time, have a clear precision focus on the skill set you want to learn, and the work you want to do for the rest of your life. When you are 40 to 50 years old, work as a leader, and make sure a lot of young people are working under you, because they have energy, they have time on their side. It's okay, they will make mistakes, just like you have made mistakes when you were 20 to 30 years old. But you'll be able to get a lot of work done from those young souls. When you are 50 to 60 years old, take a leadership role, then you should have an automated sources of income. And he highlights to the importance of sources, which refers to which clearly tells that you should have multiple sources of income. Never put all eggs in one basket. Do not depend on one source of income. Excuse me. When you are above 60 years old, spend a lot of time at beach. That's what Jack Ma says. And you can only spend time on beach because you have retired, you have dividends or money or some percentage coming from different businesses you have established, and uh, you've done justice to your younger self. And when I say you have done justice to your younger self is when you reflect back and connect the dots, you'll find out that all the time you have spent in learning new skills, all the time you have spent in working hard, literally every single day, Monday to Friday, that's an investment towards a goal. And the goal is to have a good money to look after you for the rainy days, for your post retirement days. And I think it sounds like a plan. But the problem is, youth does not want to invest time on themselves because they've got other priorities. I keep highlighting the importance of learning communication skills. I keep on highlighting the importance of learning business development skills. These two are the best skills you can have placed in a bracket as a perfect package that could let you literally sell anything at will. The art of selling yourselves. It's an art everybody needs to learn because the future is internet, folks. You do not get a chance to see somebody in person and convince them over a cup of coffee just across the table. It's not happening in the future anymore. But then the flip side of the coin is the world is all yours. Pre-internet era was for local businesses only. And if you were to do international business, you had to have the presence of somebody in that particular country. And post-internet era is absolutely different. It's an era of digital marketing. It's an era of social media marketing. It's an era of social media networking. Your best buddy, a partner, or an alliance could well be from USA because you have met him on Facebook, you have met him on LinkedIn, you probably found a client, a long-term friend on a freelance marketplace. So, all of a sudden you got access to billions of people. As Donald Trump says, billions of billions of billions of people. I have not lost this election. Anyways, so 58 million Americans doing freelancing is a light at the end of the tunnel that highlights the importance of freelancing uh, far more than any times before, or maybe in the times to come. But if you learn good communication skills, if you learn good business development skills, you're giving yourself a fair chance of surviving a competition and outracing your competitor. When I started doing freelancing, I was hardly out of Punjab and Pakistan, leave alone leaving the country or being in any other country. And a guy who was hardly out of Punjab understood the importance of learning this communication because I have to converse with the clients who speak English, and I quickly realized English is an international business language, and I've got to learn this. If I were to survive this competition, if I were to survive a slightest of the chance to work as a freelancer, uh, I've got to have this command on communication skill. And boy, that's the only thing I worked on. I used to stand in front of a mirror, practice hours after hours, sometimes, playing the role play of a Emmy Award winner, sometimes an Oscar winning actor, sometimes a sportsman who has just won a Man of the Match award, sometimes a cricket commentator, sometimes a US politician. And all of that time I've spent on myself is paying the dividends. Absolutely huge payback, because the time I invested in myself is coming in handy today when I'm supposed to convince a client that why I'm a right candidate for their job. And most of them actually do not even find out. Now, you can well imagine if I'm on a phone and if I'm, speaking to someone in North Carolina, they will not even find out that I belong to Pakistan. Can you guys even figure this out because of my accent? I have worked years after years very hard on my communication skill. And then I realized communication skill alone would not suffice. I've got to have something else. I, you know, I'm able to convince clients to talk to me. But when it comes to giving their business to me, that's where I was missing the game. So had to learn the art of business development and started reading books. Money the Heist, um, uh, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, Business at the Speed of Thought, Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, uh, and all those amazing Think and Grow Rich, all these amazing books I've read over the years. They have trained me more than anything else, more than any uh, school, college, or university subject has taught me. So when I was able to have a good grip on my business development skills along with my communication skill, that's it. That's it. For you guys, I'm just trying to converse in a normal Urduish accent. But what if I tell you I can actually converse in six languages, in six accents? I can have a British accent, and if you want to talk to me, I can actually converse in an English accent. If you want to talk to me, I can talk in an Australian accent, South African accent, and something which is pretty decent, gentle, and I can have a conversation in a South African language as well. States after states is what Donald Trump is crying for. That's where the votes are mishandled, cringing to it. Forget about Russian accent, bro. My point here is there are no Russian freelancers, by the way. But the point I want to emphasize is try to understand the message. When you start talking to the clients from different continents, you begin to understand their accent. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires a lot of practice. But I have so many clients literally, getting a shock of their life when they got to know that I'm from Pakistan. No way, you got to be kidding me. Oh, maybe you are a Pakistani born living in the US. Heck, never been to US. No, come on, Cam. There I am. Assalamu alaikum, Sarji. Fuck, this guy is really a Pakistani? Yes, I'm Pakistani. How did you get to this point? How did you learn to speak English? I wish I could speak Urdu this well. Boss, now in an Indian accent. Boss, that is the only thing I could survive on. You know, myself, giving myself a chance. was the only way myself could have got your business. With no offense to the Indian friends, I mean, experience is all that counts at the end of the day. It's all about getting a hands down experience. It's all about conversing with people, communicating with people, watching different videos from these continents, watching, you know what, ever since uh, the D Day of the elections, I've been glued to ABC News. Hey, thank you, Prajwal. Love you, bro. Prajwal is from India, and a lot of Indian friends are actually watching this. But the point here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. Ever since this election night, I've been glued to my YouTube screen watching ABC News, and not only I'm up to date with what's happening with 2020 elections, but at the same time, while America waits the results from the different states, I've got to know all those anchor persons. I can I can tell who's who by seeing their picture, and I've actually got few words added in my vocabulary. Now remember, English is not my first language. Got to work hard to get there, and it's just because of my huge interest for politics, U.S. politics. That's it. Not interested in regional politics. Um, I literally fall. I'm in love with Cindy. I mean, I whenever she comes on screen, I'm like all ears, bro. So anyway, that's what practice can do to you. And if you want to become a great professional, regardless of your technical skills, regardless of the niche you focus and work on, if you learn how to communicate effectively, if you learn the art of business development, you are just giving yourself a fair and an outside chance of acing at every game, be it internet, be it real estate business, be it pharmaceutical, be it sports, health, or whatsoever the niche and the domain and the industry is. You are giving yourself a fair chance of going places actually. Now, so the package is learning the art of communication and learning the art of business development. And here's a good news for everybody who's watching me right now and those who will watch it later. That in the new course that's Being Guru Batch 2, starting Monday, I am adding another playlist, and that's communication skills and business development skills. So, whatever I have learned over the years, I'm only going to talk about myself, okay? I'm not going to throw any bookish knowledge your way. If that's something I'm supposed to do, you can actually learn from books. Hey, by the way, the link of the Being Guru blog post is already given in the description of this video. So go through the stats here. I've not highlighted all the stats, but you know, thank you, Vinay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to my screen and I'm going to teach you those handy ways of improving your communication skills. And I'm going to teach you the importance of business development skills, how to sense a business opportunity. And once a client gets in, once you close a deal, what is needed to to make sure that the client keeps coming back at you? What are those important attributes of client retention? And if you are interested in learning all these, since uh, I've learned in a very hard way in 2.5 years, uh, that playlist could probably make a lot of difference in your life. And for all those folks who were absent in the live stream yesterday and actually day before yesterday, the good thing is the training has been postponed to Monday because of the U.S. elections, and as America waits for the election results, and I've seen a lot of drop in traffic from the West on my Being Guru blog post as well as on my video. 40 odd people watching my video tells me only Pakistani and Indians are watching this live stream, and the rest of the European audience is just. I understand their preferences. I mean, they're focused on international politics, and anyways, that makes sense. Can I know the country you're watching this stream from? While I take a Bangladesh, Germany, the Bats, Germany. Wow, that's interesting. Good to have a. Are you a Pakistani German or an Indian German? Gulrez Atari Sahab is from India. Uh, Nayab is from Pakistan. Faizan is from Pakistan. Hey, all of you, 36 people are watching this stream right now. Tahir is from UAE. The playlist is going to be amazing. I bet all the hard work I have put into these videos, they're not only going to change your lives, but they're also going to show you a lot of different avenues for every single field. Vaibhav is from India, Amir is from India, Parjawal is from India, Dr. Asma is from UAE, Fatima is from Pakistan, and Rumasha is from Pakistan. Simple for You is from Pakistan. God knows where the traffic has gone. Anyways, once we send them an email, hopefully everybody will come back. Ibrar is from Pakistan. Shayan is from Pakistan. Yes, Parjawal, only 3 days to go. साडी डाडी पाकिस्तान तो बिलोंग कर दी है बट आफ्टर पार्टीशन वी हैव मूव टू पंजाब तो की होया दिल ते साडे एक ही ने ना interesting knowledge is from Bangladesh, uh, then there's USA, then there's Mirpur Khas. Where's that Kahuta guy? Find him. Hamza is from Pakistan. I think this is it. There are only 34 people watching the stream. So I think everybody has dropped in their country. And if somebody has not, come on. I mean, there's no reason for being shy. All you are requested is to, let us know your country. Still got to get a haircut, a decent haircut. Hey, for all those who, hold on for a second. Give me a second. There was a course I came across about degree. Give me a second. I'll be back with you guys in a moment. Just give me a second. Because there's something I want you to learn, and that would be, there you go. Copy link address, StreamYard, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Thank you, Hamza. Abdullah Zafar wants to know that he's got a decent Elon Musk internet, from Mars, and let's just pray that he doesn't get this 6 months long hailstorm, because it's going to be very difficult for him to survive that hailstorm. But all prayers with you, bro. Now, the link I have just given to you guys is an amazing way of learning how to build a WordPress website. You might just not have any single interest in website development, but over the weekend, can I request you guys to just go through this training videos. It would take you 3 or 4 hours max, but you would educate yourself uh, in learning the basics about web development, in learning the basics of WordPress. So if I'm not asking too much, maybe you would like to spend your weekend in attending this free 4 hours or 5 hours WordPress video training. Just give yourself, a fair bit of knowledge. There's nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to punish you. You are giving yourself a different avenue that could potentially turn out to be an earning avenue in the future. So it might not hurt if you give it a shot and go through these trainings, because it's a WordPress training, and a WordPress is a very simple way of creating a website. Everybody knows it. Thank you, Dr. Saiba. Everybody who knows web development knows WordPress. But my understanding about WordPress is, if a non-computer technocrat like me, who doesn't know a bit about computers, can learn WordPress or has a decent knowledge of WordPress, maybe you should give it a try. I don't do it because I don't need it. I have a company that works for me, you know, different skill sets. We do web development, we do mobile app development, we do graphic designing, we do social media marketing, few bloggers in there as well. So I don't need to do it. But since my downfall in 2015, one lesson I've learned is never compromise on your ability to learn new skills. And as your instructor, as your teacher, that's an advice I would like to pass on. And I would like you to understand the importance of learning new skills. I tell you, nothing beats a skillful resource anywhere in the world. Nothing just beats someone with a huge experience of something. With one last example. So here's a ship, a water ship that's that has malfunctioned because of the engine fault, and engineers in the company, heavily paid, hired because of their good college degrees from all over the world, they try their hands in fixing that engine and try to identify where the fault is, but they are unable to identify the fault. Giving up in vain, they were trying to come up with the courage how to face their CEO, because they're so heavily paid and they were paid to look after uh, machines, you know, and how would they tell their boss that they are unable to fix an error in the engine? Now, that's interesting, right? All of a sudden, one peon in the company tells an engineer that there's an old man who lives in a village nearby, and if somehow we can have him back, he used to work in this organization when the CEO's father was the CEO. And he used to work with his dad, and then he got old and he took retirement and he doesn't work anymore. But he's experienced enough to share a thing or two and might just help us out. So the engineer likes the idea from the PM, and they go together to that old man's house, request him to come over to the garage next morning and see what's the problem with it, with the engine equipment, and maybe if he can fix it, they'll pay him. So they do not settle the money. They do not decide the money, and it all gets down to only if the old man is able to fix the problem. Comes next morning, the old man comes back to garage, asks for the engine. He's told that it's at the deck, so we'll have to go to the shore. And they travel all the way to the deck, a good 40-yard commute. And uh, while they're on their way to the deck, the engineer asks that how long he has been working as an engineer in this company, and the guy says, long enough. Then your age. How old are you? The guy says, I'm 32. Well, I've worked for good on 44 years in your father's company. And when his son took over, I thought it's time to hang up my boots, and I took retirement. While they're having this conversation, the destination arrives, and the old man just simply walks to the engine. The engineer wonders, I didn't tell him about what particular engine is having a problem. How come he knows about this engine, and how come he knows that this engine has got a problem? Anyways, the engineer goes in there, asks for the hammer. He's given a hammer, taps it twice at the engine, and nothing happens. Young engineer keeps looking surprisingly, and now is telling himself that he has wasted 4 hours of his important time in taking this old engineer along to the deck. And if it was as simple as hammering and then getting this thing sorted out, anybody could have done it. Heck with my 4 year college degree. I'm a graduate from one of the best schools in the country, and I'm wasting my time here. Old man looks at the engineer and tells him, watch this. And this time around, with his full vigor, with his full energy, with his full force, he strikes twice. And then he asks the driver to turn the engine on, and he connects it with the motorboards, and to surprise of everybody, the engine starts working. Engineer scratches his head. The young engineer goes to the old veteran and asks him about his price. The old guy says $10,000. Engineer looks at him surprisingly, as if the old man has lost it, but musters up the courage and asks, but you have only struck twice. What is this high price? Why are you charging this high price? What is this high price for? And the answer of old man is very, very interesting, folks. That's what you need to learn. The first strike would cost around $2, because I wanted to see where to make an impact. And the other two strikes, once I figured out where to make impact, they are 9,998 worth. Because of my experience, I know where to strike. And that's what I have done. The price I'm demanding is the price of my experience. Say aye if you understand this example. Nothing beats experience, and experience comes when you're hands down. Experience comes when you learn a skill. Experience comes when you keep on practicing that particular skill. Nothing beats experience. The reason why I'm still able to win a lot of freelance projects, maybe get a viewership on my blogs, maybe get This is my new channel. Most of you did not even know who I am. Type in 2 if you did not know who I am prior to this channel. But the art of business development, the art of communication skill has made me come this far. This is how experience comes in handy. This is what experience could do to any point of your life to you. A veteran is still a veteran. An experienced, skillful resource is still an experienced, skillful resource. Because of their experience, because of their huge command on their skill, they are able to cash their skill set. But you could not have done this until you learned the skill at first place and then practice that particular skill day in day out for over years after years. So with this example, it's a thought provoking example, a thought provoking um, example that highlights the importance of learning a skill, of learning, through your experience. And in this video, we also touched down to the importance of the pack of 2, communication and business development. Both combined make a perfect bracket, a perfect package, the art of selling yourself. So hopefully you'll have a lot to think about all night, and I'm going to come back tomorrow with another topic. And if you like the video, kindly like this video, because if you like, it will be recommended by YouTube to others, and others can learn just like you have learned if you have. And if you've not subscribed my channel, and if you want to uh, learn different skills, I'm going to upload a lot of playlists starting Monday. And I guarantee you, I can assure you, and I'm making a pledge here, that these videos are going to change your life forever. Provided, just like that old veteran engineer, you are willing to spend your time in learning the skills and practicing it, because nothing beats experience. At the end of the day, you can beat any competitor in the world because of your huge experience. And experience does not come overnight, it requires a lot of practice. Take good care of yourselves. I'll try to catch you on Saturday night. Hopefully, by then, US will have an answer about the candidate who has won the election and the next US president. Because for now, it's a chaos out there. And hopefully, this chaos is over. And hopefully, the one who loses the election accepts and conceals that he has lost an election. Losing is not bad, but not accepting your failure, that's pretty alarming. And it stands true for people from all walk of life. In a competition of 2, one has to lose. But how you end up losing defies your structure and defines who you are. Take good care of yourselves, folks. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.